The big news tonight is about Hopkins. Thousands of victims are one step closer to healing. There's been a proposed settlement. It's been reached in the class action lawsuit over a former Johns Hopkins gynecologist accused of secretly videotaping and taking pictures of patients.
And today, a Baltimore judge preliminarily approved a $190 million payout. ABC 2 News' Catherine Hawley has the details. Catherine?
Lawyers say it could be the largest single case of sexual abuse by a doctor, one that traumatized thousands of women. The preliminary settlement announced today is one of the biggest on record in the United States.
That separately from the $190 million.
It took 8 months of negotiations, but lawyers for the victims and Johns Hopkins Hospital say they finally reached some middle ground.
And the amount of the settlement that has been negotiated is $190 million. Cash.
It's not the end of the road for this case, but it is one step further for about 8,000 former patients of obstetrician gynecologist Dr. Nikkita Levy. Last February, it was discovered Levy was secretly photographing and videotaping women on his exam table. He committed suicide before being charged.
This class action involves sexual abuse. It also involves shocking invasions of privacy, both in the context of a physician-patient relationship.
Lawyers say the allegations include at least 62 children under the age of 18 and tell us Levy inappropriately touched some patients and conducted pelvic exams without chaperones in the room.
Hopkins shares the view that this was a colossal breach of trust, and frankly, it was a colossal breach of trust to his patients and a breach of trust to Hopkins. Hopkins had no idea or inkling that he was doing this sort of thing.
An FBI investigation found none of the more than 1,000 electronic images and videos were shared. But it's still unclear what motivated Levy to secretly record his patients for years.
It's one of those situations where with no matter what rules or regulations or whatever you put into place, if someone wants to violate it secretly as this physician did, there's not a thing that the institution's going to be able to do to know that.
We will have closure, and we can now all begin to put this catastrophic chapter behind us.
This $190 million settlement will be covered by Hopkins Insurance. The next step in this case is a fairness hearing, which is set for September, where all of victims will be evaluated and placed into categories. A judge will then need to sign off and finalize the settlement. Lawyers are still looking for any former patients of Dr. Levy's. You have about 4 more months to register to be a part of this class action lawsuit. Catherine Hawley, ABC 2 News.